Good evening, everyone. This is another edition of Storytime. It's called Virtual Storytime in JDTAN Network, and we are live with the Education Task Force, the Jamaica Diaspora Education Task Force in JDTAN. And I am your host, Dr. Dwayne Dice. I'm the chair for the Education Task Force. And we are here with some lovely people. But I want to say also we're in collaboration with Morningside Primary and Infant School over there in St. Elizabeth. So we're here with some lovely gentlemen, okay, handsome as you call it. And our lovely reader, Miss Julie Villeneuve. And we're gonna have a nice story to read to you. The story is called The Storybook Princess, and we're going to take in that story in a little while. But I want to ask our guests to introduce themselves, our guest students, and then our guest reader. So here we go with our first guest student. I'm going to ask them individually to introduce themselves, and then we get straight into our reading, okay? So let me ask, first of all, Siobhan Bailey to introduce himself. Go ahead, Siobhan.
Hello everyone, my name is Shavan Bailey and I'm 11 years old and I attend Louis Perico Valley All Age School.
Right. Okay, Siobhan, thank you so much. Very good. Damoy, introduce yourself, please.
Hi everyone. My name is Demoy Thomas. I'm currently attending Titchfield High School. I am 13 years of age and I'm calling from Portland, Port Antonio.
Yes, good job, good job. All right, good. I love Portland. I came there a couple years ago. I came to Port Antonio. It's nice down by the marina. It's very, very nice. Okay, good. Kenil, go ahead. Introduce yourself, buddy.
Hi, my name is Kenny Lines. I attend the Exchange All Age School. I am from Milan and I'm 11 years of age.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, thank you so much. Okay, so now we have our three gentlemen guests introduce themselves. I want Miss Judy Villeneuve to introduce herself. She is working in New York City Education Department, and she's very good at reading to young people, excellent in education as usual. So I'm gonna ask her to introduce herself, and then once she's finished, she's gonna share the overview of the book that we're gonna read, the story. Go ahead, Miss Villeneuve.
Good night, Dr. Dice, and thank you for having me. Hello, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. Again, my name is Judy Villeneuve. I work for the New York City Department of Education. My parents are Jamaican, so it's a pleasure to be able to read to you. Why don't we go ahead and get started? The book that we're reading today is called The Storybook Princess. What's interesting about the story and what I want you to look out for is when is it appropriate to interrupt and when shouldn't you interrupt? So let's keep that in mind as we listen to the story, and I look forward to hearing your comments about it. So the story, oh, sorry, go ahead, Dr. Dice.
No, you're on. I'm putting it live for everybody to see.
Okay.
Yeah, take it away.
So the Storybook Princess, the author is Prum, Kunthearo, and the illustrator is Seng, Visoth. Now with the story. Chomnan is a child who likes listening to stories. His father always tells stories to him. Dad, I want to hear a story, Chomnan says. His father begins. Once upon a time, a couple working as firewood choppers had 7 children. The youngest child was as small as a thumb. Chomnan interrupts. Dad, why is he as small as a thumb? Because he eats very little and grows slowly, his father says. Why does he eat very little? Chomnan asks. Because his family is poor. Chomnan asks. Why are his older siblings normal? Now, Do you want to hear the story or not? His father says. I want to, Chamnan says, but I want to hear a different story. I know this story already. His father begins another story. Once upon a time, lakes and ponds dried out. A crow flew to find water. It saw a jar half full of water, and it drank the water in the jar. Chamnan interrupts. Then the crow carried pebbles one by one, but wouldn't the crow get tired, Dad? Now, do you want to hear the story or not? His father asks. I want to, Chamnan says, but I want to hear another story. I know this one already. Will you interrupt me again? His father asks. I promise I won't, Chamnan says. And there he is having a pinky promise. Chamnan's father opens the book again and starts reading another story. Once, the sun and the wind made a bed. Dad, why is the sun so hot? Chamnan asks. Didn't you promise to stop interrupting me? His father says. I'm sorry, Chamnan says. That's enough for tonight, son, his father says. I think you already know all of these stories. Good night. Okay, Dad, Chamnan says sadly. He hugs the book and falls asleep. That night, Chamnan hears the sound of a book opening. He gets up to check. Chamnan says to himself, Dad didn't make that noise. Hello? Chamnan calls out. Who are you? Hello? The girl says. Little finger. Chamnan is curious. Strange. Your name is Little Finger? You're also strange. Ring Finger, she says. Chamnan frowns. My name is not Ring Finger, he says. Where are you from? Middle Finger, she says, ignoring Chamnan's question. Why don't you answer my question? Chamnan asks. Index Finger, she says. What do fingers have to do with anything? Chamnan says. Where are you from? Thumb, she says. Chamnan feels angry. Why don't you answer my question? He says. Don't you like questions? I don't mean to bother you, but I would like my book back. Chamnan takes the book from the girl. The girl smiles and says, Thank you for asking so many questions, even though I didn't answer them. I am a character in a story. Why didn't you answer my questions? Chamnan asks. I'm a princess who can't answer questions, the girl says. A witch put a curse on me that stops me from answering questions. Chamnan becomes more curious. But why do you answer now? He asks. The girl responds with a smile. Because you asked me more than 5 questions and broke the spell. That's more questions than the witch has fingers on her hand. Chamnan smiles and asks, Why did you come here? I was bored, the princess says. I wanted to listen to your father's stories, but you interrupted him all the time. Chamnan laughs because it was true. Chamnan opens the book. If you want to listen, I will read you the story, he says. The princess replies excitedly, Really? I would love to hear a story. Chamnan starts to read the story about the boy who was as small as a thumb. He reads the story and adds gestures with his hands. The princess listens carefully to every word. After a while, the princess begins to feel sleepy. Thank you for the story, she says, but I am sleepy now. Good night, princess, says Chamnan. I am sleepy as well. Chamnan and the princess both fall asleep. When Chamnan wakes up, the princess is gone. His father comes in the room. Son, what are you looking for? He asks. Oh, nothing, Dad, Chamnan says. Hurry up and get dressed for school, his father says. Chamnan smiles at the storybook. He eats breakfast, and then his father takes him to school. That night, Chamnan says to his father, "Dad, tonight I will tell you a story." "What story?" his father asks. "The princess who can't answer questions," Chamnan says. Chamnan and his father have a very happy night. The end.
The end. Yes.
Oh.
Lovely story. Thank you so much, Miss Villeneuve. Lovely, lovely story. Okay, now first impression. I want you, because it's the first time you're hearing the story, as gentlemen, and it's a princess and the guy. The good thing is that there is a boy in the story, you know, and he encountered all of this. Now, I want you guys to take turns. What do you think about this story? Anything you like or dislike? Anything at all? Yeah, go on, Siobhan.
So, what I read from the story is that when he wouldn't interrupted his father every time the father wanted to read a story. Then the last time he interrupted his father, the father said you have to go to sleep.
Yes.
And then he heard. Then the little boy heard the book open. He went up and checked to look. It was
Yes.
a prince from a
Yes.
story.
Right.
He kept asking the princess questions, but the princess wouldn't answer.
Yes.
So the princess, when he asked more than 5 questions, he said, "Thank you for asking so many questions." She says, "Thank you for asking so many questions."
Yes.
Because he has so many questions, he broke the spell that the witch cursed on her.
Yes, yes, very good, very good. It's in a nutshell. That's exactly what happened. Okay, what do you like about this story, Damoy?
Sir, the thing that I like about the story, sir, is that sir, like when he doesn't want to listen to the story, sir, that his father is telling him, sir, but like when the princess came, sir, and he wanted to tell the princess the story, sir, the princess listened to him, sir.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Now we're gonna get into that a little bit more. That's very good. I love that point. Kenil, what did you love about the story, or not like about it at all?
So it's a very good comprehension, sir. I love when the father is reading the story and he's keep on answering question. He's keep on asking question. Then the father shouts and keep on saying, "Do you want to hear the story or not?"
Yes, because he kept on interrupt. Yeah, that's a good. It's good that his father asked him that question also. Do you want to hear the story or not? Because he kept on asking questions. Very good, very good. All right. So I want to ask you guys so a little bit more. Miss Villeneuve, you have a question that you want to throw in?
Yes, my question for you guys is whether or not you think Chamnan is a good listener or if he's just a good talker.
Good one. Is he a good listener or a good talker? Go ahead, Siobhan.
He's a good talker.
Why do you think so?
Because when the daddy's reading the story, he would not listen. He would keep saying, "Why is this and why is that?"
Oh, so all right, okay, yes. What do you think, Kenil? Is he a good listener or a good talker?
He's a good talker because keep on interrupting his father while he's reading the story. And in the first, Miss Judy said the story is about when to interrupt and not to interrupt. So he's a very good talker.
Yeah, Siobhan is giving you an applaud there to say it. A really good point. Very good point. Thank you, Siobhan. Very supportive. Yeah, Kenil, you hit the nail on the head right there. Very good. Demoy, I won't even ask you the same question. What is going through your mind as you hear Siobhan and Kenil talk? What is going through your mind, Demoy?
Sir, listen to the thing, sir, but what Kenil said, sir, he stole everything from me, sir. Stole the word from my mouth.
Okay, yeah, great minds, huh? Great minds.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, so all right, thank you, Demoy. No, I want to ask you guys as a follow-up question to all of this. The question that Miss Judy asked is, when is it important to really listen, and then when is it important to talk? When is it? Think about it. When is it important to ask a question and talk, and when is it not important to ask questions and talk? Who wants to go first? All right, yeah, Siobhan, yeah, you're bubbly. Go ahead, please.
The time when you're supposed to listen is like when it's something serious or like when a teacher is telling you something. The time when it is not serious, you're not to listen. Like if you're in the class and the teacher is talking and somebody else is like talking to you, not to listen to them. Like if you tell the teacher or just tell them to stop.
Very, very good. Yes. So if your friend's talking to you and so on, and something very important going on, you tell the person, listen, I need to listen to this because it's important. Very good, Siobhan. Let's go. Demoy, what do you think? Yes. When is it?
Sir, it's time to talk, sir. Like when someone is telling you or telling you a story, just like, no, sir. Sir, you need to like listen, sir, and know when it's time to like listen, sir, because you might miss some important things in the story, sir.
Very good. Yes. Because even a sentence you can miss that is very important that will lead you to answering a question. Yeah. Very good, Demoy. Kenil, because I know Kenil likes talking, but he likes also to listen sometimes. Go ahead, Kenil.
So I think when you're in a very important situation, you have to listen cleanly. But when it's not really that important, or you're talking to your friends or so on, you don't really have to listen because it's not anything important. But even like Siobhan said, like if you're in class,
yeah,
and the teacher is talking, you have to listen. That is a very important situation.
Very good. Very, very good. Excellent. And Miss Judy's giving you guys thumbs up. Thumbs up all around. All right. Now, importantly, guys, listen to this. There are certain times pertaining to us talking and listening, and it's important when to. It's also important to ask questions sometimes, and it's also not important to ask questions sometimes because if you listen carefully, you can actually understand what is going on. So my question to you guys is, why is it important to ask questions? In your life as students, why is it important to ask questions? All right, Demo, you start us off. Yes.
Sir, it's very important to ask questions, sir, because sir, if like say like I'm asking a question, sir, and you tell me something, sir, that will maybe help me in future time, sir. That well, yes, sir. That I will remember, sir. So it's very important to ask questions, sir, even if you don't know something, sir. If the teacher is teaching something, sir, and you don't really understand, you should ask her, and she will help you.
Yeah, very good. So in situations like when you don't really understand something, it's very important that you ask questions. Don't leave without getting a full understanding of what is going on. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Who else would like to go? We're just throwing this one out there. Kenny, they want to share something? Why is it so important to ask questions? Or you agree with Demo?
Sir, I think because you are this young, sir, I think you must always ask questions. Like the more said, you're young and you don't know the question that you're asking could have affect your future if you don't understand what's going on. Just ask questions.
Yes.
If it you don't have to ask.
Yes. So I love the point you said there. Like you supported Demoy's point where you said that it will affect your future. So it's very good to ask questions, because there are certain times when you're in class and you know you're preparing for an exam, or you're just preparing educationally in school. And this is important that you ask the question so that you get a firm understanding of the whatever concepts you're learning. It's very good. Siobhan, you want to share something about that? Asking questions?
Yes, sir.
Or yeah, go ahead.
I agree with them all.
Yes.
Them all. Yeah,
Okay.
it's important to ask questions when the teachers like when they ask like a math question, like a math question. Like if you know it, you tell her.
Yeah, very good. Yes. All right. So very good, guys, reflection on the story. I really appreciate your sharing. I want to ask you guys something before we close off from the virtual story time. Miss Villeneuve, you have something on to share?
Yes, I just want to ask one more question.
Okay.
I want to, I guess, draw to your attention that it wasn't that Chamnan wasn't asking good questions, but when should he have asked those questions? That would be my question to you. If you have good questions and there are things you really want to understand, like he wanted to know more about the bird. He wanted to know about, why the child was experiencing what he was experiencing. These are all good questions, but I'd like to hear from you. What would have been the more appropriate thing for him to do than interrupt?
Siobhan, go ahead, please.
He should have asked the questions at the end of the story, at the end of every story.
Mm-hmm.
He should have asked questions at the end of every story and not interrupt in the middle of the story.
Right.
All end.
Yeah. So that means that he probably, what if he had waited until the end of the story? Maybe his questions would have been answered too. So it might need, yes, Kenny, I can see you there. All right, let's switch gears here and talk just for a little bit about how it's going, because we know you just started virtual school in Jamaica, right across Jamaica. How is it going? Kenny, I want to hear from you first. It's your second day. You finished the second day of virtual learning, and I'm hoping that you're very much online, paying attention, asking questions, writing down stuff virtually with your iPad or computer or phone in front of you, taking in everything. How is it? How has it been so far for you? Kenny, you start us off with this one, with your answer. Go on, Kenny. You're muted? Yeah.
So it's been pretty well.
Okay.
Virtual, very nice here.
Are you going on every day and attending classes online?
Sir, tomorrow I'll be starting school.
Okay. Oh, so it's gonna be new for you. So you're gonna start off tomorrow. Okay. All right, no problem. I'm gonna touch base with you again once you started. Siobhan, tell us, because I'm thinking that you started already since yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes.
How is it? How is it going?
We didn't really do any work. We just get to know. So it's like when it's Wednesday and Thursday,
yes,
just going to give me a diagnostic test or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To find out where you are. So the diagnostic test is to diagnose you, to find out where you are.
Work. You're in the work or
Very good, Javon. Yeah, he's gonna check where you are so that they can start teaching you. Make sure you pay attention online, okay? Demoy, you're in Titchfield High. I'm very glad that you joined us. How has it been for the past few days?
Well, it's been great so far. Well, for me, it's been great. even though we're in the pandemic and it's kind of rough, I'm trying to connect to friends and families and teachers. So it's been great so far, and I hope this pandemic will go away soon.
I hope so too. Trust me, we're in the same boat right there, my brother. Totally in there. We're really hoping that it will go away. But stay focused, okay? Make sure that you guys are reading. Get something and read. Read a book. If you can't get a book, go to the library and get a book and read. Make sure that if the learning in math and reading, or math and English, as it were, you're paying very close attention to those subject areas. Okay. Study as much as possible. There are YouTube videos that you can download as well, or watch on YouTube. But make sure that you are reading. It's very, very important, because we know over the past couple of months we have lost a lot of learning. We have lost a lot. And if you notice, you're starting school late. It's in October, when you should have started the first week of September already. So you make sure that you make up for those couple of weeks. All right, Javon?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kenil, and Demai, thank you so much for joining us. What would you like to say to people out there who are watching you right now, right around the world? What would you say? I want you guys to take turns and say something, even if it doesn't pertain to the story, the storybook Princess that we read tonight with the little boy. What do you want to say about school, about reading, anything at all that comes to your mind? Start off, Siobhan.
Yeah, sir. So I'm telling everybody out there that is watching this video that to stay safe in the pandemic, stay inside. Make sure you have your hand sanitizer on your soap. Every time you touch things, sterilize it. Yeah, and don't have visitors over because you don't know if they have the virus.
Okay, so call them on the phone. Video call them. Don't come over. All right, cool. That's good. Good tips there from Siobhan, guys. Damar, what do you think? What do you want to say to young people out there?
Stay safe, take precautions, and keep focus in even though we're in the pandemic, but keep focus on the online classes.
Yes.
Even though we're not in the physical class, stay safe and keep focus in the class.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, very good. Very good tips again from Mr. Thomas, Damoy Thomas there, guys. Kenny, what do you want to say to young people? As you're about to start school tomorrow, what do you want to say to young people all around?
I would like to say to be safe, keep focusing on your work, and try to don't let anybody distract, and keep focused and clear your mind from stuff, and yeah, so that's what I would like to say.
Very good. Yes, I love the part where you said, don't let anybody distract you from your learning. That part is very important, because there are people out there who will distract you from school, will distract you from your own education. Is very important. You stay focused. Don't let any friend, and I would never call them friends. If they're distracting you, they're not your friends. Don't let anybody at all distract you from your goal. Your goal to become more educated, okay, than what you are today. Tomorrow you should learn something new, and the next day you should learn something new, and the next day another new thing. So you're actually advancing yourself every day. Okay. All right, Miss Villeneuve, say something to young people around Jamaica, and then we will say goodbye.
First of all, I just want to say how much of a pleasure it's been for me to be on the show. You guys are very intelligent, and I'm sure you're doing very well in school. And I want to wish you a really terrific school year. Being safe is the priority, and learn as much as you can. Just like Dr. Dice said, learning is going to prepare you for a future that'll open you up to all the different benefits and wonderful things that the world has to offer to you, and you deserve it. So make sure that nobody comes between you and your education so you can get the life that you want. I just want you guys to have a really terrific school year. Thank you, Dr. Dice, again for having me.
All right, no problem, Ms. Villeneuve. All right, guys, wave to everybody around the world. Say, have a great evening until next time, okay? Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe.
Yes, stay safe out
You
there.
too.
Bye, everybody. See you.